Hi, how are you? Good morning to all. How was your Onam holidays? Did you all enjoy? How was your exam? Yeah, all did your exams very well. Ma'am saw all your scores and all the children got very good marks. Congratulations all. So, we are starting our second term today. Are you all ready? Yes. So today we will be starting our third chapter, Parts of Computer. Which is our chapter? Parts of Computer. In the first term, we have studied different types of computers. What were they? Desktop, laptop, tablet, smartphone. These four types of computer we have studied. Today we will be going to study the different parts of computer. In that you have seen desktop, right? Desktop usually we keep it on a table, and this desktop is having different parts. Can you say any few parts of a computer? Monitor, keyboard, mouse. Do you know that? Today we will be learning that. Okay, so the computer is having mainly four parts. How many parts? Mainly four parts. We are studying four different parts of a computer. They are monitor, CPU, keyboard and mouse. Once again we will be saying monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse. So are you ready to see these parts of a computer? Okay, see this. This is a monitor. What is this? This is a monitor. Monitor, it looks like a television, isn't it? Yes. This is the monitor. And the second part, CPU, right now ma'am is not having CPU with me. Ma'am will show you the picture later. Okay. And the third part is a keyboard. And this is the keyboard. Lots of keys are there, right? We used to type with this keyboard. So this is the keyboard. And one more part is there. That is mouse. This is a mouse and we used to point using this mouse. So this is the mouse and we can click on this mouse. So these are the parts of a computer. And today we will be learning only two parts, that is monitor and CPU. The other two parts you will be studying in the next class. Okay, so the first part is the monitor. Monitor looks like a television. And see, ma'am is going to ask you something. If you want to communicate with others or if you want to talk with others, what you will do? You will use your mouth. And if you want to show something, you will use your hands, right? So you can talk to others using your mouth. You can communicate with others using your hands, isn't it? But does this computer have a hand? Does this computer have a mouth? No. So computer can't talk to us, isn't it? Computer cannot talk to us. Instead of that, how this computer will communicate with us? Yes, using this monitor. If this computer wants to show something, it will show it through this monitor. Yes, if I am telling this computer, I want the video. I will give the instruction from here. Computer, please show me a video. I will give some instruction here. I will click on the video. Then computer will show the video through this monitor, isn't it? So, monitor will be showing what the computer is doing. You understood? Monitor shows what a computer is doing. Once again you tell after me. Monitor shows what a computer is doing. Second part is the CPU. CPU right now ma'am is not having. CPU, the full form is Central Processing Unit. CPU box is a box-like part. Have you seen that? In our computer lab, it is there. With the desktop, one CPU will be there. CPU is the brain of a computer. Which one is the brain of a computer? CPU. You have brain? Yes. And that brain controls whole your body, isn't it? Similarly, that CPU is the brain of this computer and the CPU controls the computer. Okay, what the computer is doing, it is controlled by CPU. What is the full form of CPU? Central Processing Unit. Okay, so now we are going to study everything in detail.
Once again, we are going to see the topics we have covered today. Our lesson's name, Parts of a Computer. Our body has many parts, right? We are having many parts in our body, like eyes, nose, tongue, teeth, head, ears, hand. Like this, we have many parts in our body. Like that, a computer also has many parts. Computer also has many parts. What are they? Yeah. Let's see this picture. See, these are the different parts of a computer. You can see monitor, then mouse, keyboard, and CPU. Where is the monitor? Yes, here. This is the monitor. Monitor displays the pictures, videos, and all. Okay, so this is the monitor. Do you know the spelling of monitor? M-O-N-I-T-O-R. Monitor. Okay, then the second part is the CPU. See, here you can see a box, and this is the CPU. CPU. The full form of CPU is Central Processing Unit. Okay, we will see it later. Then the next part is the mouse. Have you ever seen a mouse? Yes, this is the mouse. M-O-U-S-E, mouse. The next part is a keyboard. See, lots of keys are there on a keyboard, right? Yes, we used to type using this keyboard. Keyboard spelling K-E-Y-B-O-A-R-D. Keyboard. So these are the different parts of a computer. Once again, monitor, CPU, mouse, and a keyboard. Okay. Now we are going to see it in detail. The first part we have studied is a monitor. Monitor. Can you see a picture of a monitor here? Yes, this is the monitor. It looks like a television, isn't it? Yes, it looks like a television screen. It shows what a computer is doing for you. From where you are watching all the videos and all the things that a computer is doing. How this computer is showing everything to you? Through the monitor. If a computer wants to show you some picture, the computer will show it in monitor. If the computer wants to show you some videos, from where you can watch these videos? Through the monitor. Very good. So, whatever the computer is doing, we can see it through this monitor. Yes, very good. Then you can watch movies like Spider-Man, Tom and Jerry, Superman and Hanuman on it. All these movies, cartoons and everything, you can watch it through this monitor. Very good. It is also known as visual display unit. Okay, this word, it is not necessary you to study. This is not that much important, but you just keep in mind that this monitor is also known as visual display unit, VDU. Okay, visual display unit. Okay, shall we go on to the next part? Yeah, here comes the CPU box. Are you able to see one picture here? It looks like a box, and this box is called CPU box. Even though it looks like a box, it is very important part. This is the most important part of a computer. Okay. In your body, which is the most important part? Brain? Yes, because brain controls all your body, right? Similarly, in this computer, the CPU is the brain of the computer. So CPU controls everything. CPU controls the whole computer. Okay, so it is called as the brain of computer. Okay, see this? Full form of CPU is Central Processing Unit. This you have to study. It's very important. What is the full form of CPU? Okay, this is the CPU box. And the full form of CPU is Central Processing Unit. Spelling CENTRAL, Central. Then processing, PROCESSING, processing. Unit, spelling UNIT. Okay, I know it's little bit difficult for you because since you are very small children, it's very difficult to you to study these spellings, but you have to. Okay, you have to study this spellings. Central Processing Unit. Okay. Then CPU is placed inside the CPU box, and see, this is the CPU box, right? This is a box and it is called the CPU box. CPU is a small unit we can see inside this CPU box. So inside the CPU box, there is one unit called CPU. Okay, let's listen. Ma'am will show it. Okay, this is the CPU box. Can you see one box here? Yes, this is the CPU box. Now we are going to see where is the CPU. Ma'am has already told you CPU is a small unit we can see inside this box. So where is CPU? Yes, CPU is placed inside this CPU box. So are you ready? Now we are going to open this box and we are going to see what is there inside the CPU box. Okay. See, there are lots of components inside this CPU box. See, there are lots of things inside this CPU box. See, this is the CPU. Can you see? It's a small unit. Where do you find this CPU? Yes, inside the CPU box. Okay. So, the small unit, CPU unit, is placed inside this CPU box. Okay, can we close it? Yes. Again, we have closed the CPU box. So we have seen the CPU box, and inside the CPU box, CPU is placed. Okay, so this is the CPU box. And most important is that it is the brain of the computer. CPU is the brain of the computer. You saw many parts inside the CPU box, right? Yes, so it is the brain of the computer, and this CPU controls all the computer. So which is the brain of the computer? Yes, it's the CPU, Central Processing Unit. CPU is the brain of the computer. Okay, where is your brain? Yeah, inside your head. And where is the brain of computer? Yeah, it is inside this CPU box, and it is the CPU, Central Processing Unit. Okay, very good. It helps the computer to do different things. So our CPU helps the computer to do different things. Hope you have understood that. Now we will see some new words. Okay, you have to write these new words in your notebook, and you have to study those words. New words. Parts. The first word it is parts. Different parts of the computer. What is the spelling of parts? P-A-R-T-S. Parts. Next word, we have already studied the spelling of computer, isn't it? Do you remember that? C-O-M-P-U-T-E-R. Computer. Next word, it is monitor. See, monitor spelling M-O-N-I-T-O-R. Monitor. Okay. Fourth word, CPU box. CPU box. So now we will see the full form of CPU. Central Processing Unit. Those spellings you have to study. Central spelling it is C-E-N-T-R-A-L. Central. Then processing. P-R-O-C-E-S-S-I-N-G. Processing. P-R-O-C-E-S-S-I-N-G. Processing. Next word it is unit. Unit is very simple word, okay? U-N-I-T. Unit. And the eighth word, brain. What is the spelling of brain? B-R-A-I-N. Brain. Okay. So these are the 8 new words you have to study. Okay. Parts, computer, monitor, CPU box, central processing unit, brain. Okay. These parts, computer, CPU box, unit, these words are very easy. You already know these spellings. And the other words you have to write and study. Okay. So now it's a quiz time. Okay, let's revise what we have studied. Ma'am will ask you some questions. You have to answer me. Are you ready? Our first question is, dash shows or displays what a computer is doing for us. From where we can see all these pictures, videos and all. Through which part you can see what the computer is doing for us. Monitor or CPU? Yes, monitor. Monitor shows what a computer is doing for us. So the answer is monitor. Next question. Dash is the full form of CPU. So now you tell me, what is the full form of CPU? Central Processing Unit. Very good. Correct. Central processing unit. Next question. Dash is the brain of a computer. Dash is the brain of the computer. Very good. CPU. CPU is the brain of a computer. Okay. Thank you.